Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Let's start by offering Mangalachari prayers. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnupadhaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukha karoti vacharam pangum langadikram yatkapadam vande Shri Guru Dinata Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So today's topic it's a very important topic. Mind your mind. Before I begin the topic, I would like to do a small recap session. Very important. Generally, we forget what really happened last class. Right? So can you tell me what did we discuss last time? What is the topic? Who is pulling your strings? And what are the three different gunas that we spoke about? Okay, goodness, passion, ignorance. In Sanskrit it is Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. Very nice. Do you all remember the kind of happiness a person faces under the modes of goodness? What is it? Nectar. Very good. And what about passion? Nectar, then poison. Okay, what about ignorance? Beginning and the end. Okay, can you tell me how does he spoke about the modes? What is the key thing that decides which mode you are in? Very good. Karana Guna Sangasya, association. Right? So that is what decides. Thank you so much. So today's class, it's a very important class. So like always, I would like to dedicate this session and my previous session and every session that I take to my seniors, senior Vaishnavas, and of course to our founder Acharya, A.T. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, because of whom we are here and listening to this wisdom from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Right? So today's session is Mind Your Mind. It's a wonderful topic, and Krishna and Arjuna have a detailed discussion about this particular topic in Bhagavad Gita. Can you tell me one thing? You have a phone. So imagine if your phone's screen is cracked. Can you still use the phone? We can, right? If your phone's battery is drained out, can you still use the phone? You can still charge it and use it. Now imagine there is some problem with the phone's software. Can you use the phone? It's difficult. Software is corrupted. It's not something that is there in our hands, right? We probably need to go to a mobile service station and get it repaired, right? And it's such a wonderful, this mind plays so many tricks in our head. There was this lady who actually went to this doctor and she told the doctor, "Doctor, I was swimming yesterday and while swimming the 3 frogs went into my mouth. And now I feel the frogs are actually inside my stomach." So doctor came to know that there is something wrong with her. The doctor told, "Don't worry, I'll give you just need to wait for a day or so, that whole feeling will go off." But she was very adamant. She said, no, you're not taking me seriously. The frogs are actually inside. So the doctor realized that she won't agree if I say that come back after 1 day. So doctor gave her anesthesia, and after that he went down, he caught 3 frogs from a pond, and once she woke up, he showed the 3 frogs. And then he told, "See, I actually after the operation, I took out all the frogs." And she was very happy. And she went back, thanking the doctor. After a week, she comes back. "Doctor, again I feel frogs inside my stomach." But doctor told, "I already took it out." "No, but those frogs actually laid eggs." So you see, externally it's very difficult to actually make any kind of changes. It is very important to actually make changes inside. Externally we take care of this body, but very little we actually focus on the mind. So today's topic is such an important topic. For health, to build our body, to maintain our health, we have gyms. To maintain our mind, do you have mind gyms? Have you seen anywhere? Oh, you don't have mind gyms. Right? So it's very important to actually have a gym for mind. And this is the place. This is the place where you are, where you come and actually look after your mind, or control or help how to deal with mind. So today's topic is very important topic. In scriptures, the mind is actually described in a very nice way. The scripture says, "Markatasya surapanam tatre vrishchika damshanam tanmadhe bhuta sancharam yadva tadva bhavishyati." So here scriptures actually mention mind as Markata, monkey. How is the monkey generally? Restless, jumping around from one branch to another branch, probably for no reason. Now, mind is just like a monkey. Markatasya surapana. Now this restless monkey, imagine you give him some alcohol. He's restless, And now you're going to give him alcohol. Now what happens to him? He's more restless. Then, tatre vrishika damshanam. Right? Make a scorpion bite him now. Now he is restless. He already has alcohol. Now there is a scorpion which bit him. Now he's completely crazy. Then, tad madhye bhuta sanchar. Imagine he is possessed by a ghost. So this is what a mind is characterized in the scriptures. It's very difficult to control this mind. So today's topic, we'll actually discuss about mind. What is the nature of the mind, right? So how many of us actually hear multiple voices within our head while you're actually taking a decision? I'm sure everyone does, right? ये करना चाहिए, ये नहीं करना चाहिए. The multiple voices, right? And you should understand, mind's nature actually works on likes and dislikes. You like something, mind says yes. You don't like something, mind says no. And so it's very important. So these are the two voices actually. You get two voices. One is from the mind and one is from the intelligence. I'll give you a small example. I give this always. When you're actually a sugar patient, diabetic, right? And you actually go to a sweet shop and there is gulab jamun. Ideally, you like gulab jamun, but you're diabetic, right? And when you go to gulab jamun, your mind says, khale. There's a voice which says, like it, eat it. There's another voice which says, are you mad? If you eat this, you'll be in the hospital. Don't. So now we know who these two voices are. The first one is from the mind, because mind works on likes and dislikes. And intelligence works completely differently. Ideally, intelligence should be controlling the mind, but all in our case, it's the mind that is controlling the intelligence as of now. Right? So let us look into the shloka. This is very important. We keep repeating this shloka because most of the times the concepts actually revolve around this particular shloka. Bhumi rapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhire vaja ahankara iti amme bhinna prakriti ashtada. Right? Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, all together these 8 constitute my separated material energies. So all these energies are from Krishna. He makes it very clear here. Right? So if you see also, if you look, I'll give an example. So there is Bhumir, Anulo, Bhumir, Apo, Analo, Vayu and Kham. Okay? So let's look at Kham. Kham is ether. From ether, what is the kind of sense that gets activated? From ether? It's the sound. Sound. Sound is the first sense that gets activated. So we are coming from top, okay? So it's ether. What is the next one? What is the next one? Kham is over. Vayu. Vayu. What is the next? What happens in Vayu? What is the next sense that gets activated? It's the, if there is bad smell, it can get. Otherwise, generally, it's the feel. Vayu hits, it's the feel. So you see, it's Kham. What happens? It's the sound. And it's Vayu, it's the feel. Vayu, it's sound and feel. Right? Both the things come. So Vayu, when there is Vayu blowing, there is sound and feel. So next is which one? Anulu is fire. Fire, what is the sense that gets activated? Now there is sound and feel, and another sense gets activated when it's fire. What is it? Sight. Sight gets activated. So there are 3 senses already activated now. It's sound, feel, and sight. Okay? And then what is the next one? Is Apo. Apo is water. What is the 4th sense that gets activated? It's the taste. So there are 4 senses that is getting activated. And when there is earth, Bhumir, what is the fifth sense that gets activated? Smell. Smell gets activated. Just like you have rainfall, right? In cities, we don't experience that. Suddenly, in the villages and all, there is a nice rainfall. What happens? A nice smell comes out, right? So, if you see, from top to bottom, I gave you one sense get activated, next two sense get activated, three sense get activated. So, if you reverse it, from Earth, five senses are activated. As you go on top, only one sense gets activated. That is ether. That is sound. So it gets subtler and subtler. And above Vayu, above Kham is mind, intelligence, and false ego, which is subtler and subtler. Right? I spoke about two voices that is happening. Okay, keep this in your mind. So I told you, mind works on likes and dislikes. So keep that in mind. Okay. Now, on what basis does the mind decides its likes and dislikes? Can anyone tell me? Senses. Okay. Anything else? Which one? Earlier choices. Okay. Someone said something. Experiences. Okay. Experiences. Anything else? Thought. Past life memories. Very good. Yes. Desires. Okay. Okay. Compulsion. Who said compulsion? Okay. Compulsion. Okay. I'll give you an answer. It's the samskaras. So all put together. Samskaras are actually deep impressions that is there on your mind. Based on that, mind decides likes and dislikes. Right? So samskaras, what does samskaras mean? Samskaras could be previous samskaras, someone said, past life samskaras. Based on that, someone has likes and dislikes. There are people, there are kids who don't like tomatoes. From the very beginning. How did they even get to that? So we also spoke about phobia. Someone remembers phobia? Right? So some people have phobia, water phobia, fire phobia. Some people are claustrophobic. Right? So this happens because of past life and also present life experience as well. So some deep impressions that you have, that is what makes, based on that, which you actually mind creates likes and dislikes. Okay? So mind actually picks up from everywhere. Whatever we see, whatever we hear, right? It picks up from everywhere, right? So you see, there are so many ads also, right? And generally what happens when you go to a supermarket, if you have seen a particular product multiple times in your TV, right? Or YouTube or wherever, generally this is what advertisement company also does. They actually bombard you with the same kind of advertisement every now and then so that it creates some kind of impression in your head. And generally when you go to a supermarket, it's ideally that particular product you will see, right? And you want to buy. And you don't want to experiment with something new. Generally, people don't experiment with something that's new, right? So the mind actually creates impression with the kind of people that we deal with the things that we associate with. And based on that, we pick up, mind picks up everything, right? And that's how it is, right? So mind is the best video and photo editor. Has this happened to you? If you watched a movie, for instance, today I watched a nice movie. At night you are sleeping, dreaming. Suddenly what happens? The hero's face changes. My face becomes the hero. And someone else is the heroine. Has this happened? Yeah, it happens, right? I'm just giving a very easy to understand analogy. So mind is the best video photo editor. Video and photo editor. I know there are many apps, but actually mind is the best. And we can do it within seconds also before an app does, right? So What does mind do? So this acronym, please remember this. Today we'll actually discuss on this particular acronym, right? M stands for magnifies the problem. I is equal to infinite thoughts. N, never in the present. D, always distracted. And S, stress and anxiety. Right? So this is very important. Please keep this in mind. Right? So today, magnifies the problem. Have you seen my mind? Any problem that you face, generally, what even if it's something very small, we actually try and magnify it. Right? And it's very important actually. See, the mind, the issue with mental wellness as of now is a very critical thing that is happening around the world. It is said that 10 years from now, any physical ailment is not the most challenging or will be the most that is people will be coming forward to the doctors for. It is a mental issue. 10 years from now, we see that even now. Right? People are suffering from stress, anxiety, depression. Right? And that is the most, and people don't even care. They just neglect it. Just like I give this example, magnifying the problem. Just like you extracted a tooth. Right? You extracted a tooth, but what happens? Every now and then your tongue is always in that particular gap. Yeah? Your tongue goes into that particular gap. So what it says is you have 31 different good things happening in your life, but you are focused on one bad thing that has happened. That's how mind works. It just magnifies a problem. But deep-rooted inside, if you actually dig deep root, you will understand that problem was not so big. Our mind has the ability to magnify it. Right? Problem. Right? So this is what statistics was. I don't know the number. What is the number? People suffer from depression in India as of 2015. That's 4.5% of India's population. Right? So the depression and mental wellness is actually such a critical thing. People actually don't even take necessary precautions. Right? I've heard from a senior Vaishnava who's from Boston, and he said that there are mental facilities for dogs in Boston. Can you imagine? Mental facilities for dogs. We have heard that about human beings, but there are mental facilities for dogs. Right? Imagine that, and there are owners actually who go back to the shopkeeper and tell, "What is wrong? You have given me a mad dog." The owner says, "When I gave you, it was fine. Being with you, a mad person, he has become mad." Right? So that is the kind of problem even animals are facing as of now. Right? So imagine having a mental facility for dogs. Right? So this is a nice flowchart. Do you have a problem? Yes? First we'll see no. No problem? Then why worry? Someone said, yes, you have a problem. Can you do something about it? If no, why worry? If yes, why worry? Right? Simple, right? So there are certain controllable things and certain uncontrollable things in life. Right? And it's very important to analyze what is controllable and what is not controllable. Certain things are in our control, certain things are not in our control. The things that are not in our control, we always take guidance, we always take help. Right? And it's always very important to understand that we need help every now and then. I told you the problem that we face right now is that we don't take help. 90% of the problem in everything is we don't take help, we don't communicate. And that is the biggest problem. that everyone is facing as of now. Right? This is the video. One second. Which video? Can I play the video? Okay, for instance. No problem. So this is a video. This is a small video that I wanted to share. I'll give you a gist as to what the video really is. So we are talking about infinite control thoughts, uncontrolled thoughts. So in this video, a boss is asking his employee, it's on a Friday, okay? And he asks his employee that please meet me on Monday. I need to speak to you. Right? And the employee said, okay, fine. And he goes back home. It's a Friday evening. He's thinking, why did the boss ask me to speak to him on Monday? Right? And he is actually thinking the whole day Saturday. He just wasted. He was outside with his friends, but his thoughts were, why did boss call me? What does he want to speak to me on Monday? Saturday he ruined. Sunday with his family. Again, his thoughts are completely, he's into trying to understand what really the boss wants to speak. He could have spoken to me on Friday. But no. Sunday also ruined. Monday comes. And he goes into his boss's cabin. Right? And then the boss asks, hey, last year vacation, where did you guys go? Right? So the thing was, Friday was a little caught up. He wanted more details because he was going for a vacation. He wanted more details. And you know what this guy? He ruined his entire weekend. Just thinking what the boss wants to tell me on Monday. Just imagine, it is said that an average human brain or mind actually has 80,000 thoughts in a day. 80,000 thoughts in a day. I'm not very good at math. I don't know how to convert it per minute or per second. It's a lot. It's a lot that a mind can't actually handle. And it gets even worse in the era of YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. It gets worse. It gets worse and worse. You see your kids always scrolling. It's a 20-30 second video, right? Sometimes they don't even watch the entire video. They watch it 10 to 15 seconds, scroll. Next video, more. So you see the attention span is actually reducing. It's reducing. And this actually is affecting the kids. Just like you have seen, you go near a lift and you press the button. The lift is at 5th floor and it's coming down. And again you press. Right? Again you press, thinking that if I press once more, maybe it will come faster. You have already triggered it. It will come. But our mind works in such fascinating way that we think that if you press it again, it's going to come faster. Have you seen that? I have done it. So I can say yes. Yeah. This is the video I wanted to play about.
अरे विवेक, I want to talk to you something. Yes. चलो देखो तुम मंडे को बात करते हैं. पता नहीं सबको क्या बात करें. कहीं मेरा प्रोजेक्ट तो नहीं चेंज हुआ. कहीं मेरी मीटिंग तो नहीं है मंडे को. बॉस को भी पता तो नहीं लग गया कि मैं अपनी ऑफिस की मीटिंग डॉग से बनवा. सर, हाँ, सर आप कह रहे थे कुछ जरूरी बात करनी. अरे हाँ, मैं कह रहा हूँ तुम शादी कब करनी है? सर ये बात करनी थी आपको. हाँ ये कह रहा था. चलो चाय भी क्या देंगे.
Sorry, it was marriage. I forgot about the video. So this is what it is, right? So infinite mind, uncontrolled thoughts. India lost more to suicide than to coronavirus in 2020. So even in UK, if you see the survey, 1 out of 3 people actually have mental problems, are in depression. That's a huge count actually, 1 out of 3. Right? Psychiatrist business is actually booming. Right? And it's very alarming. It's very alarming, and slowly, it's actually catching up in India as well. In a very, we probably don't realize this, but even we are actually suffering because of this, right? You know who has got the least amount of attention span? Which animal has the least amount of attention span? Goldfish. Got 8 seconds. Human being lesser than that right now. Isn't that alarming? Right? And then we spoke about magnifies the problem, infinite uncontrolled thoughts. Right? Then mind always dangles between the past and future. It's always jumping. Always tries to correct the past and then decide the future. We are never ever in the moment. We are never ever in the moment. Always we are thinking about the past. If things would have been this way, my life would have been not the way it is right now. And then if it's not right now the way it is right now, maybe I can plan it for the future. And you start planning for the future. But what you're missing out right now is the present. And that's what is happening. Okay? Experiencing the bliss of being in the present. That is what people are actually missing out as of now. Okay? Next is distraction. Always we are distracted. I'll give you a small example. Close your eyes for 10 seconds. Don't think about a blue elephant. You all thought about blue elephant, right? Did that come into your mind? Huh? Yes, that's how it is. So always we are distracted. Yeah? There's a very nice saying in Srimad Bhagavatam. And one of the sages, he says this beautiful sloka, which reads as Nayam jano me sukadurka hetu na devatatma griha karma kala manam param karanam mamanam te samsara chakre parivartate kya. So he says, Naham jano me. He says, it is not because of people around me that I am suffering. Right? Naham janome sukha dukkha hetu. It is not because of the people that I am suffering. Na devatatma. It is not because of Devi Devatas also. Not because of Griha. Not because the Chandra is here and Ketu is somewhere. It is not because of Griha. Na Griha karma. Not because of my karma also. Not because of Griha karma kala. Not because of the time constraint as well. Then what is it? Why am I suffering? Manam param karanam amananti. It is because of my mind. Manam param karanam amananti samsara chakre parivartatedya. It is because of this mind, this uncontrollable mind, that I am suffering in this material world. Right? We generally, in our daily life also, we always see another person as the reason for our suffering. But it's up to us, right, if you want to take this as suffering or not suffering, right? So the next is stress and anxiety. Mind will actually keep you comparing with people around. That is the general way the mind works, right? And the mind also perceives things in different ways. Everyone's mind works in very different ways. Now, for instance, there is a couple and they have a neighbor, right? And this couple is always comparing. So he sees the neighbor husband is actually taking his wife out, and he goes and opens the car door for her. And the wife gets in, and he closes the door behind her. Now this couple who's watching it is telling, Dekha, see how he treats his wife? He opened the door for her. Now what the husband said, no, it's because it's this new car. So you see how different minds perceive different things, right? A mind is always thinking, is constantly in stress and anxiety, right? Even when you are looking, it's the era of social media, right? And everyone, we are constantly comparing the number of likes, the number of comments a particular photo gets, right? Everyone sees this. We're always comparing. We upload a photo and we see every minute if there are likes coming in. Oh, this 50 like ही हुए, right? My friend, when she had uploaded, she had got 200 likes within an hour. Right? We are constantly comparing, and this is the reason for stress and anxiety. Right? Now, tell me one thing. Now that you have heard so much about the mind and the way it works, mind is a friend or enemy? Who says it's friend? Okay, friend. Okay. Who says it's enemy? It's both. Okay. Right now, I'll tell you, mind is an enemy acting like a friend. Right? Mind is an enemy acting like a friend. I'll tell you one thing. See, if you have an enemy, you know who the enemy is. Right? If there is an enemy attacking our house, we know there is an enemy outside, so we close the door, we bolt the doors, we ensure that we are safe, we hold a weapon, and we are sure. If this enemy comes in, I need to protect myself. But when there is an enemy who acts like a friend, and is there inside the house, how do you guard yourself? And that enemy is mind, as of now. So that is mind. This is something that we need to carry everywhere that we go around. The mind is not something that you can just leave at home. I hope you have not left that at home and come here. Right? So mind is something that you carry everywhere. Right? So it's like an enemy right now, but acting like a friend. So let's look into a shloka. Bandhuratmanastasya. Please repeat. Bandhuratma. Yenat maitmana, enat maivat manajita. Anat manastu satrutve. Varatet maiva satruvat. So Krishna says, for him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends, but for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest of enemies. This is actually a very famous shloka, Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, verse number 6. Uncontrolled mind. So I'm sure everyone has this uncontrolled mind right now. If I talk about chanting, if I give you an example of chanting, and I tell you every day at least do 1 round of chanting. So if the moment you take out your bead bag or your japamala, what really happens? What really happens? Come on, you can be open. I'm not going to judge anyone. Mind goes around the place. Yes, that is if you start chanting. But before chanting, we think, कल करते, बाद में करते, right? अभी time नहीं है, बाहर जाना है, right? 10 मिनट तो नहीं है मेरे पास, so what I do? बाद में करते, once I come back. So once you come back from a certain thing, whatever activities you are doing, then you take out the feedback again. Oh, अभी तो TV show आ रहा है, the one that I watch. I'll do it after that. And then we push the activities slowly, and right now we are at night, 11 o'clock. So whole day I couldn't chant. Maybe it's not my day today. And when we push it to Next day, tomorrow morning I'll do. 6 o'clock, I'll put my alarm. What I do, 6 o'clock alarm? I wake up, we snooze it. And the snoozing game continues for half an hour, 45 minutes. Then again the same story, whatever happened. So this is what actually our mind is doing right now. It's not stable. If we decide on something, we are not determined to do it. Right? So because of previous samskaras also, this comes into picture. Because we don't take this very important as of now. And when we don't take important, my mind has made up that is not very important. Intelligence start working on executing that political plan. So mind works on based on likes and dislikes. Once you make up your mind on certain things, intelligence starts working to ensure that you don't work accordingly. Mind doesn't want to change. The intelligence makes sure, tells you, snooze it, snooze it, snooze it. And you go on snoozing it. Right? So it's not stable. So that's why it's very important to have a stable sadhana in your life, a stable routine in your life. Many of you, everyone is working here, everyone is busy. But in our busy life, it's very important to actually give a lot of importance to this particular sadhana. Like I told you, the majority of the issues that we face right now is because of mental issues. Right? There are so many uncontrollable thoughts that we have on a daily basis. One of the ways to control it actually is through mantra meditation. Right? When we actually concentrate on the syllables that are coming out of our mouth, right? It not just stabilizes your mind, it just doesn't give you a sense of calmness or peace, right? It actually helps you connect with the divine. This peace of mind, this calmness, it's all just a byproduct. So when you go to a spiritual organization, we don't ask for peace of mind. Because mind is material. We spoke about it. Krishna makes it. He says these are 8 separated material energies. So how can a spiritual organization talk peace of mind is? Peace of mind is not spiritual. Mind is material. Spiritual is something that deals with soul, spirit soul. And peace of mind naturally comes when you are actually connecting with the divine. So it is just like a byproduct. Right? This is, see, Arjuna and Krishna in Mahabharata, in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is such a great valor. He has accomplished everything. Right? He is the best of the prince. He is the best archer. He is Dronacharya's favorite. He is one of the best archers. And he has achieved everything that he needs to achieve. And this particular Arjuna, he says this particular shloka. Please repeat after me. Chanchala hi mana Krishna Pramati balavadridham Tasyaham nigraham manye Vayori vasudushkaram. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna. And to subdue it, I think it is more difficult than controlling the wind. So here Arjuna says, Arjuna actually could control the wind because he had Vayu Astra also. But he says it's even more difficult than controlling the wind. It's the mind. Now this Arjuna, who understood the Bhagavad Gita in 45 minutes, he is the one who is actually telling this. Right? He takes it so seriously. The mind is actually very restless. I spoke about mind's characteristic. Like mind is actually compared to a monkey. And it's always turbulent. We have multiple thoughts. Right? Multiple thoughts. When I actually walk down the stairs, there have been thoughts where, what will happen if I push the guy in front of me? Sometimes we get these weird thoughts, right? Now I'm thinking, why am I getting that kind of thought? Just for fun. But then we get this kind of thoughts, right? It's always turbulent, it is always obstinate, it is very strong, it is very difficult to control it, Krishna. So what can be done? What can be done? Right? So the class is over now. No, it's not over. You see, in Bhagavad Gita, even though, like I mentioned, Krishna, Arjuna actually talks about so many problems, right? And Krishna acknowledges those problems. Now, Krishna is not someone that he says, okay, fine, I agree to it. But he is someone who actually gives you a solution as well. So Bhagavad Gita is a book which is very practical if you actually implement it in your life. Right? We'll get to know as to how we can control the mind. Mind can drive us crazy. Right? I'll tell you this particular video. So what happens is, this particular video is not playing, that's okay. So our current situation, right? So this is actually the functional document of body. This we have already spoken about. I would like to hear from you. This particular picture, can you tell me what it is?